Hello all, this is Anis with you. Welcome to my channel. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to make a Master Detail CRUD application in ASP.NET Core using MVC Pattern with Entity Framework Core, Advanced JavaScript, JQuery and CSS. The main objective of this application is to save the master and detail records together in a easiest and best way. This application has one master and two detail grids. This is the first time in YouTube a tutorial has come to save two detail grids at the same time, and the important point here is both the detail grids are equipped with the jQuery client-side validations. Normally adding validations to the detail grids are not easy, and I have solved those challenges here in a very brilliant way. If you watch this full video, I can guarantee that in the future making any type of master detail screens like sales invoice, purchase order, indent entry form, etc. will not be a problem at all. Okay, let's dive to the demo of the application. Let's see the demo of the application which we will build in this tutorial. Let's enter name as Tapsi Panu and then select our photo for upload.
As an example for the fact that in India, we only become engineers first to figure out later what we really want to become. So yes, I am an engineer, software engineer, if you ask me.
This is why I selected her profile for my demo. Okay, let's come back to the demo. Enter age, qualification and gender information. Then after, let's come to the detail section. In the experiences grid, let's enter 3 experience rows for her. After that, let's go to the software rating grid. Here we will enter few softwares and the rating of it. Okay, all set now. Let's save the record. Then open the record in the edit mode to cross-verify the record details. In here, I want to check the edit functionality. So I am adding one more company to our experiences summary grid. Then let's delete C++ from our software rating grid. Okay, now let's click the save button to update the changes back to the database. Perfect, it got saved I think, because we have not received any error. Now let's open the same record in the details view to cross check the record details. Yes, all the information is saved properly. So our create, edit and detail actions are working fine. And then we will also check the delete action method. So open the record in the delete mode. This is the delete confirmation screen. It displays a confirmation message. In case if you have changed your mind, then you can always go back to the listing screen. But I am sure I want to delete this record. So let's press the delete button. Wow, the record got deleted. So all the CRUD actions are working fine. Let's jump into the development session now. First and foremost, we will see what has been done in the part 1, part 2 and part 3, so that it will be very useful to develop the part 4. Let's click the resumes menu. After that, click the create new button. This is the create screen of the part 1 and part 2. But in part 3, we have 2 grids. Okay, that I will show later. This is the part 1 and part 2 screen. Let me enter the applicant details. Let's enter age as 45. Okay, that's my real age. Then let me enter the experience details. Now let's click the create button to save the record to the database. Yes, the record is saved successfully to the database. Then let's open the record in the edit mode. Wow, all the information we entered in the creation screen has been saved properly. Now I am going to delete the HCL experience row. After that, I am going to save the record. Yes, the record is saved successfully. Let's open the same record in the edit mode again. Please notice the record is saved properly because many of you are putting comments that the edit mode is not working properly and the records are not saving and the middle record is not saving. Last record, if we delete the last record, then none of the records are getting saved. If we delete the first record, on that case also none of the records are getting saved. Lot of comments I am getting in the comments box, but today I will show you the complete source code from the beginning till the end. If you watch these sources properly, then you don't need to watch the part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay, directly you can start the part 4. Okay, let's see all the source files one by one. I have expanded all the files of the project so that the project structure is completely visible now. This is the site.css file. This file always needs to be kept in the www root folder. MVC recommends to keep all the static files in this folder. I have already explained all the roles of the classes in part 1 and part 2. In case if you want the lecture on that, please watch the part 1 and part 2. In here, I am scrolling all the source code files one by one slowly. Next file is site.js file. This is the JavaScript file. This file is very important because we have made some advanced JavaScript functions in this file. This file plays an important role in creating the dynamic row creation and saving the record. So to watch it carefully and all the methods of this file slowly and correctly, because if you make any mistake in this file, then the features may not work. Because of this, I am always receiving a lot of comments that add row is not working, delete row is not working, validations are not working. This is the file which is responsive for everything. So please copy it properly. Hello all, making YouTube video takes lot of time and efforts. But all these efforts should have a meaning. So please like, comment and share this video. Thanks a lot. Let's continue to the tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to get notified. Next, go to the models folder. In this folder, applicant.cs file is the important file. So let's see the applicant model first. I will scroll the all properties of applicant.cs file slowly. Please copy one by one. In case if you need any explanation about these properties, please watch part 1 and part 2. Next, let's open the experience.cs file. This file has the experience model class. This model is very important because this will become the detail table for the applicant table. The main objective of this video is to save the master and detail in one action method, which is not easy, but this is the best way to achieve it. So please copy the experience model correctly. After that, let's open the create.cshtml file. This file is also an important one. So please copy it properly as I scroll. In case if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Yes, you should do that. I am taking a lot of efforts here, so please subscribe. And now watch it carefully because this is the detailed row section. The detailed grid is very important. I am using the for iteration, I mean the index based for iteration. Okay, if you need any explanation why I am using index based for iteration, then please watch the part 1 and part 2. But here I will tell you briefly. The index based for iteration will give you a unique control name. Okay, that's it with the create.cshtml. Looks easy, isn't it? Then the important point to note down here is the add item method and the delete item method. So please watch it carefully. The two are going to do the magic. Delete item method is kept inside the loop and the add item method is kept in the table header. Then the controls div is kept at the bottom of the file as usual. After that, very important point is you must include the script section at the bottom of the file, because if you don't include the script section, then the scripts present in site.js will not fire. So it is must to include the script section in the create.cshtml. Not only in create.cshtml, you must include in edit.cshtml also. After create, we will move to the delete.cshtml. So let's open the delete.cshtml file. I will scroll slowly, so please copy the delete.cshtml correctly. That's mine. The grid section of the delete.cshtml is slightly different because here all controls are read-only. Then this file also has the script section, so include the script section. After delete, we will open the details.cshtml file. This is very similar to the delete.cshtml file. Again, even the grid section is also very similar to the grid section of the delete.cshtml. There also the grid is read only, and here also the grid is read only. Okay, that's it with the details.cshtml. And next we will open the edit.cshtml. Edit file is almost similar to the create file. Everything is same, only with few changes. We will see that soon. I will scroll the code slowly, so please make a copy of it. Then we will go to the grid section code of the edit.cshtml. Look here, this is also same, exactly same as the create.cshtml. And please note that this edit.cshtml also has the script section. Script section is very important because we are going to execute a lot of JavaScripts in this file also. So far we have seen create, delete, details and edit files of the resume manager project. Actually all these files are already shown in the part 1 and part 2, but this part 4 of this project is very important because in this only I am going to show you how to add the second grid, I mean one master with two details. Okay, that's it with the index.cshtml. Let's move to the controller. This project has only one controller file, and that is going to do all the magics. So please listen carefully. It is very important. I have added some advanced concepts of MVC in this controller file. I will scroll the complete controller file slowly, so please make a copy of it. After this we will go to the part 4. Again, if you need any explanations of any of the methods, I request you to please watch part 1, part 2 and part 3, because all these concepts and methods, everything is clearly explained in the part 1, part 2, part 3. In here I am just giving you a quick brush up of what has happened in part 1, part 2 and part 3. So it will be useful to follow part 4, but if you really wanted to understand completely, it's better to watch part 1, part 2 and part 3. Then we will also have a look at DB context file. This DB context file has only two tables, applicants and experiences. The third table is going to come only in this module. Okay, all set to go. Now let's start the part 4. First and foremost, we need a software master table. Actually, this is a supporting table. So right click the models and click a new model and create the software model. Then press add and wait for the scaffolding task to generate the software model file. Of the recording, I have added the properties to the software model file. So please make a copy of it. This model file is very important. Then after, open the DB context file and add the software model in that DB context file so that when we do the migration, the software table will be created at the backend. After that, open the Package Manager console window from the NuGet Package Manager menu. The NuGet Package Manager menu is in the Tools menu. And now in the Package Manager console window, type add-migration space added software table and then press enter and wait for the command to complete the execution. Wow, that's great. The add migration command got executed successfully. But the add migration command only create the script file. Okay, so now we need to execute the script file against the database. For that we have one more command. To update all the pending script files to the database, we need to use the update database command. So type update-database in the package manager console window and press enter and wait for the command to complete. Okay, now both the commands are executed successfully. So our table might have been created in the resume manager database. So let's open the SQL Server Management Studio and in here right click the table folder icon and click the refresh button. Notice now we are able to see the software table. So expand the software table. In here we can see two columns. One is the primary key column and other is the normal column. Then let's right click the software table and click the edit top 200 rows. The table is empty now. Of the recording, I have inserted some software names in the table so that it will be listed in the select list box. And then we need to create one more model, software experience model. This will be the second detail table for our applicants model. Right click the models folder and select new item and then select the class and give the class name as software experience.cs and then press add to scaffolding task to generate the model file. Of the recording, I have added all the properties required for the software experience model. So please make a note of it. In this model, the very important properties are applicant ID and software ID because both the properties are here foreign key. The applicant ID is reference to the applicants table and the software ID is referred to the software table. So please make a note of it. Then open the DB context file. In here, add the public virtual property of type dbset for our software experience entity. After that, click the Tools menu followed by the NuGet Package Manager followed by the NuGet Package Manager console. This will open up the Package Manager console window. And now type add-migration space add software experiences table and then press the enter key. Then wait for the command to complete. Then after, type update dash database and press enter. Then wait for the update database to complete. This command will write the changes back to the database. Wow, update database also succeeded. Let's go to the SQL Server Management Studio and check for the software experience table. Let's click select top 1000 rows. Yes, the table is created properly and it is empty now. After that, open the applicant model, and in here we need to create the navigation property for the software experiences collection. So copy the experiences navigation property and paste it below. Then after, change the type of it to software experiences. After creating the navigation property, we may need to update the changes back to the database. So we will do the add migration and update database command now. So type add dash migration space add software experience property to the applicant. Then press enter and wait for the add migration command to complete. Actually, by surprise, the migration file created by the add migration has nothing. See, up is also empty and the down method is also empty. So this migration is unnecessary. We would have avoided it. Anyway, we created. It's okay. We'll move on. Now the important steps coming. First, let's open the create.cs HTML. Here we have lot of works to do. Scroll and locate the grid section. We have works to do only here because the header section and the bottom section is same. Only we need to make some changes in the middle, I mean the grid section. We need to include the second detail grid in this section. First, let's collapse the experience grid section. After that, add a new div and nest the experiences div inside that new div. Please make a note of the bootstrap classes applied for this div. This is very important in case if you wish to have the same kind of output. Then add the close div tag for the newly created div. After that, collapse the experience table grid. Then add the btn-group bootstrap class to the parent div, which is going to have the two grids side by side. I mean, left side it will have the experiences grid and in the right side it will have the software experiences grid as seen in the demo. After that, close the parent grid and build the application, and let's see the output of the application, how it has come. Click the resumes menu and click the create new button. Perfect! The left side grid is showing properly now. I mean, the experiences grid is looking good. Now we also got the space to insert the software experiences grid. Let's do that. First, let's enter a empty div after the experiences grid so that we'll have a space in the middle. Of the recording, I have created the software experiences grid. I will scroll slowly so that you can copy the codes of the software experiences grid. This is very important, so please watch carefully and copy it properly. Please make a note of the table ID and the codes table class. These two are very important. If you don't put the codes table class, then you will not get the scrollable grid. At the same time, if you don't put the software exp table as the ID, then it will be difficult to find the table in the JavaScript. And then make a note of the table detail section of the software experiences table. The first column is having the software name and the second column is having the rating and the third one will have the delete button. Okay, that's it with the create.cs HTML. Let's run and check the output. Perfect, we got the expected output, but we made a small mistake. The software rating grid is blank and it is not having any rows in it because we need to add the code to append an empty row in the controller. Let's stop the application and open the resume controller.cs file. In here, scroll down to the bottom of the file and make a copy of the getGender method and paste it below. Of the recording, I have renamed the pasted getGender method to getRating and made changes to this method and also added one more method called getSoftwares method. Let me show you the source code of these two methods. These two methods are very important, so please make a copy of it. Now both the methods are visible in the same screen, so please take a screenshot. This will be very useful and copy it properly. Next, locate the create method and in here add an empty row to the applicant.softwareexperiences list and then create two viewback variables named rating and softwares and set these variables to getRating and getSoftwares respectively. After that, build and run the application. Wow, finally we got the expected output. Let's test the feature. Let's try adding a new row to the software experiences grid. Oh no, there is a logical error. We are trying to add the row to the software experiences grid, but the row is added to the experiences grid. This is an error. No problem, we will fix it. Both the add buttons are adding rows to the experience only. So there is some issue in the JavaScript. Let's open the JavaScript and see what it is. Open the site.js file and then scroll and locate the add item method. If you notice the script, the variable table is always assigned to the exp table, I mean the experience table. So whenever we click the add item method, irrespective to this, it is always adding the rows to the experience grid. So we will add a condition to check the button ID. If the pressed button ID is equal to btn add software, then that means the software add button is clicked. So we will set the variable table to document.getElementID of software table, software experience table. Then we will build and run the application. Let's click the add button placed in the software experience grid. Notice now the new row is added to the software experience grid. So our script is working fine now. Let's add few experiences to the software experiences grid. After that, let's add some experiences to the experiences grid. Now let's press the delete button of the experience grid. I mean, I'm going to delete the HCL experience. Yes, it got deleted. So there is no issue in this delete button. After that, press any delete button from the software experience grid. Oh no, it is not working. See, I am pressing the delete button but nothing happened. So again there is some issue in the JavaScript. So to fix the issue, let's open the site.js file again and locate the delete item method. Notice the variable table is assigned to the document.getElementID of exp table. Because of this, it is always trying to delete the rows from the exp table and nothing is happening to the software experience table. So let's add a condition to check the presence of the word soft in the button ID. If the word is found, then assign the variable table to document.getElementID of software exp table. Otherwise, leave it to exp table. After that, comment the variable ID of is deleted. Then add these three lines which is boxed in green. These three lines are very important, so copy as it is. Then let's run and check the application again. Now I have added 3 rows in the software experiences grid. Let's try to delete one row from it. Perfect. The delete buttons are working fine in the software experience grid also. Now let's check the add button also. Yes, that is also working. So delete, add, everything is working fine in the software experience grid also. Even the scroll bars are appearing properly. So we are almost done. Okay, now we checked all the features. Let's try to create a applicant record by filling all the required fields. Notice when we add the experience rows, the total experience is getting calculated automatically. This is done by a JavaScript method named calculate experiences. But when we delete a row, the total experiences calculation is going wrong. I am adding a row again. Look, the deleted rows experience values are also added to the total. The total is supposed to show 12, but it is showing 20. This is wrong. To fix this issue, open the site.js file and locate the calculate total experiences method. Now I have added a condition to exclude the deleted rows, and these rows will be ignored at the time of calculating the experiences in the loop. Now let's run and check the total calculation in the output. I have added 4 rows to the experiences grid, and now the total is calculating properly. Let's try deleting a row and see the output again. Please make a note of the total. Total is showing as 13 before deleting the row. Now I am going to delete the row. Let's see whether the total is changing or not. Perfect. The total got changed to 8. So our script is working fine. Now the calculate total experience is also working fine. Now let's create an application of Vijay Kumar. Vijay is my friend and he is in Canada now. Let's fill other details also. Then we will fill the experience details. All the experiences I am filling are bogus. Now the important point. Let's fill the software rating. Software and the rating. Okay, all set. Let's click the create button to save the applicant. Then let's click the edit button to check whether the applicant is saved properly or not. Oh, we haven't modified the edit screen. So let's make it edit screen also to have the 2 grids. Open the edit.cshtml and locate the detail grid section. In here, First, move the controls div out of the details grid section. After that, delete the detail grid section codes completely. Here we will copy the code from the create.cshtml and paste it. Now open the create.cshtml file and locate the detail grid section. From here, copy the details grid section and paste the detail grid section codes to the edit.cshtml. Okay, that's it. So simple, isn't it? Let's build and run the application. In here, let's scroll and locate the applicant named Vijay Kumar. Then press the edit button to load the applicant details in the edit screen. Oh, applicant software rating grid is not loaded. I think it is saved, but I don't know why it is not loaded. Let's check and fix this issue. Okay, I found the issue. Actually, we forgot to add something in the resume controller. So let's open the resume controller.cs file. Then locate the edit method. In here, change the link statement to include the software experiences table also in the query. After that, copy the viewback variables rating and softwares from the create method and paste it to the edit method. Then in the HTTP post edit method, include these 3 lines. The first line is fetching the corresponding software experience details from the backend table and storing it in a list. Then the second line is deleting that from the list. After that, the third line updates the changes back to the database. So now there is no software experience details for this record in the backend. After that, adding the software experiences list which is received from the model to the software experiences list. Then we will save this to the database. Okay, now again we will load the record of Vijay Kumar in the edit mode. Perfect. This time the record is loaded properly with complete details. I mean the experiences details and the software rating details. Now let's try to modify the record by deleting some rows from the experience details and from the software rating details. After that, let's press the save button to update the changes back to the database. Okay, let's load the same record again in the edit mode to check our modifications, whether it has updated properly or not. The experiences table is updated properly, but the software rating table is not updated properly because we deleted the middle record, but the record was not deleted. Still it is there. So some issue. Let's fix it, no problem. Actually, I forgot to delete the deleted records from the software experiences list. This we do by adding a line which will do that. Applicant.softwareexperiences.remove all of x dot is hidden equal to true. Let's run the application and we'll delete the C# from the software rating table and we'll save the changes back to the database. Then let's load the same record again in the edit mode. Wow, this time the record got saved properly. So finally we achieved our objective. Then let's make the details and delete screen. For that we need to copy the grid section from the edit.cshtml. So let's copy the data grid section from the edit.cshtml. After that, open the details.cshtml and delete the current grid. As of now, it is having only one grid in the details.cshtml. So delete it and paste the grid section which we copied from the edit.cshtml. After that, remove the delete and add buttons from the grid section. From both the grids, we don't need the delete and add buttons because this is the details screen. In the details screen is basically a read only. So it will only display the records. You cannot do any modifications or changes in the details screen. So delete all the buttons except the back button and the edit button. After that, change the bootstrap class of all controls to form control dash plain text. So this will make the text box looks like a label and also add the read only attribute to all the controls of the details.cshtml. Okay, we are done with the details.cshtml. Then let's go back to the resume control.cs. We have some small work here. In here, copy all codes from the http getEdit method and paste it to the details method. Basically, the http edit method and details method are very similar and almost same. Okay, we are done with the details method. Let's run the application and browse the record in the details view. Wow, the details view is very good, no? Looking great, yeah. It looks very professional application. Okay, anyway, I should not appreciate my work, but I love my work. Then next, let's check the delete view also. The delete view, I don't like the header, or you want to delete this, no? That looks odd. And the delete screen is having only one grid. So we need to bring the second grid to the delete screen also. But delete screen and detail screen are very similar. So we can straight away copy the grid section from the details view and paste it here. Then change the bootstrap classes of the heading also. After that, go to the controller and copy the details method and then paste all codes from the details method to the http get delete method. That's it. Let's run and open the applicant named Vijay Kumar in delete mode. Wow, the delete screen is looking better than the detailed screen. Both the screens are similar only, but I like this screen also very much. Okay, screen is okay, looking good, but let's try whether it is deleting the records or not. So let's open the record of Anis Mohammed and press the delete button. Let's press the delete button to delete the record permanently from the database. Yes, the record got deleted. So all the actions of the CRUD are working fine. Create, read, update and delete are working fine in a master detail application. I mean one master with two detail. This is not an easy application. It is very difficult to do. Anyway, I have showed complete code today. So please copy and make use of it. Thank you. With this, I am completing this video. Before I sign off, I request you to subscribe and share this video. I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified for all of the new videos that I will be posting. Thank you and bye for now.